Alright, in today's video, I'm gonna show you my response to a mock test of IELTS writing, task 2. Hey, my name is Suguru and I have gotten 8.5 in IELTS writing. Are you ready? Now let's read my response. You're looking at the first of the 3 body paragraphs in my response. In this video, we are going to look at only the body paragraphs because we don't have time to read the intro and conclusion paragraphs. I got this written in less than 40 minutes, so there might be some errors. But anyways, let's go. It sounds plausible that animals are better off in the wild than in small zoo cages. This way of thinking is based on the imagination that all living things look most active and lively when frolicking around in nature. For example, monkeys jumping from tree branch to branch and kangaroos hopping around on a vast plain would appear satisfied to the human eye, compared with their captive counterparts. In addition, when carnivorous creatures hunt their prey, or when herbivorous animals use all their senses to sense predators' presence, reflexes, bodily strength, a keen sense of smell can develop most significantly, while those abilities will weaken immediately if confined in facilities. There's one spelling error, branch. Other than that, there are 2 little things I want to add. Their reflexes instead of just reflexes. And also I would put and here. Alright, let's move on to the second body paragraph. This nature is awesome concept might not be something that animals would agree with if they could speak, however. Mother Nature is an incredibly strict mother. TV animal documentaries for young viewers, more often than not, avoid showing scenes that are too cruel. Once a zebra is captured by a swarm of Nile crocodiles, the limbs of the poor horse get ripped off by the fierce reptiles. Nor is it uncommon for lions and hyenas to endure without a single bite of food for weeks if they have repeatedly failed their hunting. As these facts show, cruelty and starvation are everyday occurrences for many wild animals, and therefore we should not blithely say that animals are happiest in nature. 2 spelling mistakes, incredibly and occurrences. Sorry about that. Okay, let's move on. Such horrifying cases of predation or malnutrition never happen at zoos. Unlike wild carnivores who have to find food all by themselves, caged lions and tigers never have to compete with anyone else, and all they have to do to relieve their hunger is to sit and wait in front of their cage door until their zookeeper arrives with their food. When it comes to herbivores, they will never need to stop grazing, for fear that if they make any noise, they will be found and killed by a predator. Simply put, their safety and security are guaranteed as long as they don't mind living as exhibits for zoo visitors. Their physical stamina and agility might decline, but if they could choose, they would opt for the assured well-being that zoos provide. 0 embarrassing spelling mistakes in this paragraph. That's good. Now let's go back to my first body paragraph and review some vocabulary so that you can use it in your writing. As usual, today's writing is full of nice vocabulary closely related to the topic today. Frolic. Frolic. To frolic means to jump around and run around happily. Frolic. Captive. Captive. A captive animal is an animal confined in a cage or a small place. Captive. Carnivorous. Carnivorous. A carnivorous animal is an animal that eats meat, such as lions, tigers, and crocodiles. Carnivorous. And the opposite of that is herbivorous. Herbivorous. A herbivorous animal is a creature that eats grass, like zebras, deer, and sheep. Herbivorous. My second paragraph. Limb. Limb. Be careful how to pronounce this word. We don't say the B sound. It's limb. Limbs are animals' version of legs. Humans have legs. Animals have limbs. Limb. Blithely. Blithely. If you do something blithely, it means you do something with a shallow mind, or without thinking what would happen as a result of your crazy action. Blithely. Grades. Grades. This word is used for herbivorous animals. If an animal grazes, it means the animal eats grass. Grades. Agility. Agility. Agility is the ability to move your body very quickly. Agility. Alright, let's review my writing as a whole based on one of these scoring components. Today let's think about task response. Task response means how you develop a topic. To fully develop a topic, you have to give examples. Let's go over my writing again, paragraph by paragraph. In my first body paragraph, I said that animals might be happy in the wild. And I didn't stop there. I gave a few examples of such happy wild animals. I also talked about how they can be physically healthy by living in the wild. Likewise, with my second body paragraph, I gave kind of graphic demonstrations of why it is dangerous for animals to live in the wild. These examples might be disturbing to some readers, but let's face the reality. And finally, in my third body paragraph too, you can see details demonstrating how animals at zoos can have easygoing lives without ever having to compete or escape from dangers. See, every body paragraph has more than one example to support my opinion. This is highly recommended if you are aiming for a high score. Finally, this piece of writing contains 362 words, my usual amount. That's good. Alright, I hope you found this video useful. Leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and most importantly, let me wish you good luck on your test.